Sensitivity is intelligence. With grace and skill, you have abundance. Welcome to the Psychic Hour Reading Show. Host Kelly Brickle is a psychic medium, numerologist, healer, and teacher. Her passions are learning about the soul and energy. Whether through spirit, emotion, or vibrational numbers, there is always a pathway of information waiting to help. Now, here is your host of the Psychic Hour Reading Show, Kelly Brickle.
Hello, everybody. Hello, and welcome to the Psychic Hour Reading Show. I'm Kelly Brickle, and this is the place where we talk energy, do readings, and just have fun along the way. Card readings, numerology readings, just sensing into the feeling and the seeing and the hearing, activating the knowing. This is how we do it. So we always talk with just whatever is inspiring off the cuff to open up the energy. And I really wanted to get into the essence of when we want to work with energy, and we always have these intentions of, I want to have more, let's say, audience experiences, claircognizant experiences, more clairvoyant experiences. And there's people that, whether they're in this work or not, they're just like, I want to see more, I want to feel more. And there's two things to really employ that. One, to lean into it and to really honor, when you feel like you're ready or you're clear, as well as taking a break and prepping your energy for that, because people go into readings and they're not just, I'm going to turn on my brain. You can do that sometimes, but it will only get you so far, because you're just going to not set up yourself for the greatest focus. You're not going to set up yourself for the greatest being balanced, taking care of yourself. There has to be setting the space so you're able to do the work. There has to be calming your mind and tending to yourself and opening up so you can focus with spirit, you can focus with the other person, you can focus and to actually accomplish what you want to do. Now, like I said, if you've focused enough and you've built that up enough and you do find yourself in a jam, you can still do it because you've built up that muscle. And that's the whole thing. How do we effectively build up the muscles for spirit, for psychic intuition? Well, we don't fry ourselves. And when we do, and we show up, the skills don't integrate as deeply. The focus can't be had as sharply. The abilities sometimes are not as easily connected to. And everyone's a little bit different with how this comes about when they're not taking care of themselves, but it always catches up with them. So the whole thing to building your senses is to focus and show up and figure out what it's going to take for you to open up this space continuously for yourself. You could be always meditating. You could always be going to a group. You could have a weekly meeting or monthly meeting with a teacher. You could be practicing with friends and family. There's so many different ways for you to go, I'm going to show up, I'm going to try it, and let's see what happens. And of course, the more you go forward, the more you get disciplined, and the more you go, I need to invest in this type of energy. Because at first it's just showing up, and then it's specific types of energy you have to invest in, because they're either healing for you, or you have talent in those areas, or for whatever reason, you're like, I don't know how to label it. I don't know why, but I think I'm supposed to be here. I feel like I'm supposed to be here, whether to learn from this person or meet a person, or to unlock this next part of myself where I couldn't really quantify it. I just knew I had to go. And then that's very real. But the part that we don't talk about a lot other than the self-care portion, but we don't always link this, is taking a break. Again, because if you fry yourself, I hear this all the time, and I experienced myself. If you fry yourself, or if you put too much on your plate, put too much on your schedule, or doing too much at once, you show up, and let's say you are disciplined, and you're just like, gosh, why am I not getting it? Why is it wonky? Why was this easier yesterday or last month? I know what I'm doing. Well, where is this? Where is that? Why is it so hard to grab? Why is it so hard to communicate with spirit? Why is it so hard to feel or to see when normally it's easier? It's because you're fried. It's because you're overwhelmed. And the energy management is so important. And so this is, I think, the key to any type of skill, honestly. So it is focusing your energy in a way where you go, okay, I need to restore myself and revitalize. Or when you do need that, you acknowledge when it's time to switch off to the next thing. Okay. So we get into modes of, oh my gosh, I need a break. I need to, I need to just rest. And then we focus too much on the resting. We focus too much on well, maybe later, like last time I did it, I was so overwhelmed, it didn't really work. So however you're focusing is what you're becoming. And sometimes we have to change state and go, okay, I got to switch it up. Because when we are just taking a break, our energy goes, well, we're in the focus of taking a break. And then that's how we figure out sometimes that we go, well, yeah, I'm ready for something else. Sure. But then your energy is consistently in taking a break. Your energy is consistently in, let's wind down. Let's be comfortable. Let's not push it too much. So you have to go, where am I focusing my energy? How am I focusing my energy from just the living standpoint? From the living standpoint, I'm like clearing my throat as I talk. And then you have to look at it from then, now, since I have my basics in order, what choices do I make? What choices do I make energetically? Because everybody does have an extra 30 minutes a week. Everybody has an extra 15 minutes a week. So how are you going to build that muscle? How are you going to build that muscle? And how are you going to apply yourself with understanding energy? And if you go, oh, gosh, I've done it, but I'm not getting this area, or I'm not figuring it out, or it's not working, then you go find people where it is working for them, and they will help. Whether it's the synergy of their energy, their perspective, or their experience, they will help with those aha moments. So we just have to keep moving our energy. We have to focus our energy, and we have to build our senses. And we have to be sensitive to taking a break, but we can't just be in the sensations of doing that. We have to keep growing. We have to keep expanding. So it's a pep talk for basically everyone can grow their senses. Like we are multi-dimensional extrasensory beings from what we've been told just with our 5 senses. Everyone has access to this. And certain people just are more sensitive, or they get blown open. They really do. Like from certain experiences, all of a sudden they're like, oh my gosh, I saw the world in a completely different perspective, or I became so sensitive or so raw based on what has happened to me in my life. Suddenly I was able to feel everything, and I heard things, or I re-accessed who I was when I was a kid because I took off the armor. I took off the conditioning. I took off the blinders. And hello, Aspen. Hello, everybody coming on in. So what do we have to do within our lives? And where, if you changed your focus, would you be heading? Would your aim be? Where are you aiming the arrow of your life? Whether it's energetically, like maybe you do want to be more sensitive within your readings, or it's in a personal sense, you want to be more successful. You want to be more in tune with what you are creating. Where's your focus? You get to choose, not anything else. So take a break, recalibrate, and focus your energy and acknowledge when there is the time and the balance for the reapplication of the focus, and lean into it. All right. So we're going to be doing readings. And so if you would like a reading, pop down your numbers, or you can ask for a card reading, and you can let me know what your question is, or if you have a general reading. Sometimes people prefer certain types of readings. So if you have a preference, we're doing psychic readings. So those are life readings today. And that is, like I said, the cards, numerology, or just like sensing and tuning into the situation. So let me know you want a reading. That's how I will choose you. Okay. That's how I choose people, because they've consented to readings, and that's how we will go. So thank you everybody for coming on in, and stick around, because when I choose you, it helps to validate when you're in the room. Okay, so let's go into it again. Hello, Marilyn. Hello, Myra. Hello, Suniva. Hello. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to go to Mary Lynn. All right. And we're going to go here. And you want a general on your spiritual path. Okay. That's good. Let's open up the energy. I'm just going to take a sip of water like I usually do. Open it up with some cards. All right. Okay. Well, I'm going to talk and then I'm going to pull some cards. So with Mary Lynn, what I see that you're a person who is spiritually focused. So you've already been putting intention on how to grow. This is something very important to you, that you've already been going, okay, what is going to come about this? What is going to come about that? But I also feel like there's like this urgency, or the way that you like go about life is a little bit like quicker, like you prefer that. And so like I feel, whether it's a metaphor or actuality or both, I just see like this coffee in your hand and you're just like, like gotta get on with the day. Like, and you're jolting yourself forward. And like a part of this spiritual path that you are learning about is kind of the ease. It's kind of like waiting for things to come to you. And it's just like, sometimes it's like, well, I want to know. So it's like easing the impatience. So there's a part of that, and allowing yourself to be in the stillness and let unexpected things come to you, and be in the stillness of self. So I do feel like there's these goals that you have, or these goals that you would like to have. And really, like, part of the spiritual path coming up is, okay, you can understand this. Thank you. Part of this coming up is, it's like, it's a feeling and it's a way of being, more than like the results of, now I have this and now I'm able to do that. Okay. So there's a certain ease that permeates within your life. And there's a certain feeling of connectedness to others or nature or something bigger than yourself. And so having that feeling of connection to all things, or having a feeling to connection of how you can merge your spirit and your talents and your enthusiasm, because sometimes it's just enthusiasm as we're becoming to a project that you feel like, this is really important, so I'm going to add my energy to it. Like, that ignites your spirituality, because it's the acknowledgement of, we are all connected, and I'm so much bigger than just Mary Lynn. I'm a spiritual being with other spiritual beings, and we are going to be a part of a mission. And I'm going to find those people who are of similar mission and similar belief. So let's see what cards come up. Yeah. Okay. Can you understand? Every time I try to pick a card for you, my mind just goes. So, can you understand that you've been wanting to start like a business, like a spiritual based business? Can you understand that, Maylin? Like that's been something on your mind? And let me know. Because I feel like when you go to like, okay, you can understand that. When you go to like, they're like fairs and conferences. It's just, I'm aware that there's multiple people, like, and there's gatherings. And some of these gatherings aren't like huge, but there's like enough people and there's like vendors and things like that. And you're like, that's what I want to do. That's so cool. Like, that would get me in touch with like-minded people, and I could share the good vibes. Okay, and then you said you're starting in January, your spiritual business. Awesome. Okay, good. And I think that it's very much natural. It's very much natural, and people truly will vibe off like the energy that you bring to the business initially more than what's in the business itself. So like really bring your enthusiasm and your heart and love, and that's what will sustain the business because it is about the networking. Like I want to say that like really, really strongly. I think like the backdrop of the business is really, really important, but the actual networking is what's going to make it special. For people will go, oh, I want this. Like, why don't you come over and do this? Or, I have this going on. Why don't you come over? Or can I come over? It's like you collaborate, and that's what gets the, life going, that you share and collaborate. And you're a hairdresser, so that you'd be very good at socializing. That's awesome. So it's like, take the gifts that you have, like as a hairdresser, and to network and apply them to the spiritual business. And I actually think the people like around you will help inspire you of, oh my gosh, I was just invited to go here, so I'm going to go do this and add that to the business, and it's coming together. So initially, and it should be like led by your energy, but other people will inspire you. As long as you're in your own energy and you feel this feels good, I'm excited, I'm getting a heck yes, that's the thumbs up. So you're going to have like, physical products and things like that at times, but the best thing is the people connection. So I'm saying you're asking about your spiritual path, and I'm just seeing emphasis on people connection. Okay, so let's see here. I'm looking at some cards for you really quick. All right, so there is a theme kind of going on. There's a theme going on, and so you have like extra to start the spiritual business. You have things in place to start this spiritual business, so that's good. But there's a theme of like sometimes, and no one's perfect, just bear with me. Okay, sometimes it's like you get an idea and you're just like, okay, I'm gonna go do this. And again, like that coffee feeling before I told you, it's like you need to settle down and organize your mind, and you get yourself like overwhelmed and you do too much, and it affects your health, and then it affects your energy, and then you're just like, why do I feel like I'm just like crashing again? Like, I'm just aware that your body feels like it's crashing. Like it comes up, yes. And it's because like you're doing too much with your mind and you're not balancing your body enough, and there needs to be a better brain and body connection. So like, okay, I got my warning sign, and as a 2, and I didn't get it when it was like a 10. And so in order to have the spiritual business going forward, there needs to be like health really in place, because those are the cards that are kind of offsetting things. So, and remember, bringing your energy so others like vibe off of what you're putting forth. So, so just heads up, really, really take care of yourself, really slow things down, and really like, I'm not a doctor or anything, but it's just like you need some supplements like in your back pocket. Like you need some like just basic support. And I feel like I don't forget my coffee, but I'll forget to take my multivitamin. You know what I mean? So it's just like we can't be forgetting things. We can't be just flying by the seat of our pants. We need to have things more grounded so we can actually have like success with more ease. Okay, so that's coming up. Like everything's in place to do this, but the health is going to offset you if you don't watch out for it. Now, this is really good because going forward, like you have like confidence with trusting yourself, and like this is the right move for you, and that feels really good. So the energy feels really good. The only cards that come up, like I said, are the health thing, like focusing your mind, and the last thing is making like space for other things than work. Can you understand that you can be like a little bit of a workaholic? Can you understand this, Mary? Let me know if you can validate that. But like, it's like there's so much emphasis on like work and opportunity that like sometimes that, okay, you can understand this, thank you, that you can like not have the life balance. And so they're just like letting me know that it's just important to have some of these other things in life balanced, and there will be more ease with everything that you're trying to do because people will be attracted to your energy. And if you're stressed, right? If you're stressed and you're just like, it's all riding on this, let's network. It's a lot. It's a lot. Okay. So things are going good. I'm glad you're trusting yourself. I'm glad things are in place for you to grow and expand. It feels really good. I'm just giving you the heads up if ever at any time you go, why isn't this going a little bit quicker? Or why isn't this going exactly right? Well, you have the answers, okay? So just play this back if you need to, but you got the answers, and tweak and have fun and enjoy your business because it feels really good. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Malin. All right. Putting the cards back in the deck to shuffle. Okay. Let's see. So we're going to go to, sometimes we have people soliciting in here in the comments, so I'm just deleting and kicking as needed. Okay. So let's go to, I'm going to go to Aspen, and then I'm going to go to Sunnyva. I'm going to do that. Okay. Just kicking everyone out. Kicking everyone out who's not supposed to be here. Takes a hot second. Okay, so Aspen, where are you? You're open to a reading. Okay, do you have like a subject you wanted to focus on, Aspen? Let me know. If not, I'm just going to do a general read. So you let me know. Absolutely. I put my hands up too. Okay, so I'm going to do a general read, and we'll go from there. Okay. Relationship with my daughter and father. Okay. Okay. Well, I feel like there's a lot of healing that has to happen, like in the family generations, and you're one of the people to really acknowledge this. I feel like if you can understand, there's been other, like, whether either medicine women or healers within the family, if you can understand this, like, do you know, if you know anything about your past, like with like grandparents or like aunts, if you can understand this. So I'm going into like family dynamics and stuff, but I feel like there was a part of you that was awakened with like your healing gifts and your intuition gifts, but like it's not completely just only you and the family, but it's kind of been like not talked a lot about, if you can understand that. Like, and I wouldn't be surprised if you heard it through the grapevine, like through someone else. So it's like that, it's downplayed, but it exists in the family. Okay. And even if it's just one person. Okay. So just heads up with on that. The reason why I say that is because like I feel like the whole family either does a really good job of like suppressing emotions, but they're like very like passionate. They're very like, this is how I'm feeling. So it's very like black and white. It's very black and white with like people's emotions. Sometimes it's just like, this is what's going on. And there's all this like, just, I'm wearing red, but there's all this red within the family of like the passion or the anger or the, this is just the way that it is, right? So it's bred a lot of like really hard exteriors, tough exteriors, or very like a lot of big personalities too, a lot of big personalities. And like you're actually one of the ones that are going in and kind of healing this and re-examining it in a way that other people haven't. And I there's just an acknowledgement of someone in spirit that did acknowledge this too. There's an acknowledgement of, it's like an older woman. And again, she was into, telling you, she was into like herbs and medicine. And she was like, I was really, really in touch with healing my body. And, you know, people would come to me and the family wasn't interested, but people would come to me. Okay. And so I healed my body. I healed my body. And there's an acknowledgement of being sick when she was younger and someone else in the family being sick, like a brother being sick when she was younger. And I don't know if you know that connective story. I'm trying to think if I can like get anything more, but she was an older sister and then she had a younger brother. So this like little boy was quite sick, her brother, when she was younger. So again, just putting that out there, it's very adamant from spirit that you are not the only one who's explored the healing gifts, and they don't want you to feel alone, because sometimes you can feel like that. And they're just saying, explore your lineage, ask around. Ask if like you've had any crazy aunts, you know, or ask if there's anything like that you know about with a family member not coming around a lot, and just like dig into family history, because you are not alone. So okay, it's about like repairing relationships with like ancestrally, because that comes into place, and also like with what's going forward with, you know, having just harmony with father and daughter. And the number one thing that came up was that it's simple, but it's very, very true. It's just like you're leading, you have to lead the energy. You have to lead the energy, and all the healing work you're doing is resetting things and like teaching your daughter that she has a choice with how she feels and reacts, and teaching her variety, because it might be so different than how like your ex-husband would react, you know, or you know, ex-partner. So she sees the contrast and she goes, oh, it's not just this way, it's also that way. And you're enacting the choices for yourself and igniting the calmness for yourself. So I feel like as long as you show up and you come with this sense of peace, you teach your daughter how to feel peace. You teach your daughter how not to be reactive. And you really learn how to do that, because you will be tested and molded, and you will be very like wise wise with how to navigate that, because you get very triggered with some of these people, you know, like with your ex-partner, you get very triggered. So If you can cultivate peace, my goodness, that teaches your daughter the way of that, as well as it dispels the former patterns. Okay, so that is the biggest thing: dispelling former patterns and taking back power of your life and taking back power of how you are guiding the family forward, because you do have a family and you are guiding them with how they can make choices, just how you've made different choices. And that's the biggest thing. It's just like, if we can, you gotta shed, you gotta look at yourself, you gotta become flexible emotionally. You have to be like water with so much fire around you, because there's going to be a lot of triggering and buttons pushed. And so with meditation and release work and healing work, I really implore you to get in it and to practice it. And you'll come in with an energy where people won't recognize you at times, so they won't treat you like the same person. They're not going to recognize your reactions. They're not going to recognize how you feel. They're not going to even recognize how you look, even though they know it's Aspen. And they'll be like, well, normally I do this, but she doesn't even feel like the same person. And that is how you break the chains of what was once, and you actually have the choice of going forward. And I feel like that's really, really on theme. And I do feel like if you can keep asking around and looking into ancestry to learn more about some of the people that weren't talked about growing up. Okay. All right. Yes, yes. I'm glad you can understand, and I'm giving you love and heart within that. I'm glad you can understand. All right. So, and then Colleen, we're doing psychic readings today. So if you'd like a psychic reading, let me know if that works for you. Let's see. I'm just managing up here. All right. So Myra. Okay, Myra. Okay, I'm scrolling up because I'm catching everybody who's in here. So, oh my goodness, Myra. Talking about how your partner is in the hospital and she's not doing well. There's a lot happening all at once. I'm even rushing to the hospital seeking a reading before. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm giving a lot of love to Evelyn. Evelyn is amazing. I'm giving a lot of love to her. Okay. So let's see here. Let's see what comes up. Let's see what comes up. And regardless of what comes up, I just want to say blessing and healing and love to you and Evelyn. It's just, we want everybody to be okay. We want everyone to be in a place where they feel strong and good. Okay. So I'm going to pull some cards, Myra. Let's see here. Okay. Just getting into the energy. Okay, this is good. Okay. So, all right. Okay. All right. So the number one card kind of pulling this all together is like the communications card. And for me, like, it's connected to angelic communications, connecting to spirit, having them have your back, having them like do the additional work that we can't see. So definitely, even though things are going haywire a little bit, and there's a lot of questions of what's going on, and we're learning about that today more and more in the hospital situation. It's like the angels are taking care of it, and they're getting things done behind the scenes. There's a lot of actually really positive cards here, thank God. I'm going to say that there really is. And Like I was tuning into you, of course, but also to the situation. Okay. So I got the Summer Sun card, the Feeling Strong card, and the Mental Energy. And they're all in placements that are very nice. So it indicates like, both of you are fighters. Both of you are coming in with really positive energy and feeling strong, even though there are difficulties present. So like the vitality and bouncing back is going to be quick and strong, and the answers are going to be given. Okay. So it feels just very much you're present, she's present. We got the, angels helping the situation, as well as the people that you are seeing around you. You're seeing the right people so you can get to where you're needing to go. And I feel like you're not going to get every answer in the hospital. You're not, but you're going to be sent out, and like you're going to keep searching, and it's going to take you to where you need to go. It's like you're getting the breadcrumbs for where you need to go so you can get this sorted efficiently, but you're seeing the right people. Okay. So that's really good to feel. That's really good to know. I do feel like, so this is like an ode to Evelyn or yourself. But I do feel like that there is a connection of why this is happening. Okay. And I feel like this has came up in the past, or it's been talked about. Like, I wonder if I have to do this for my health, or I've noticed this about my health. I've noticed I felt a little off, or I've noticed this. I wonder if it's that. So I feel like there is a connection, and for you to really acknowledge how you trust your body and how you've acknowledged that you did see a part of this coming, even though there are question marks of why it's happening exactly like this. You can understand that, right? Okay. But I feel like everything is going forward, and there's a lot of help, and there's a lot of, it's like, you get answers. Okay. I do feel like it's important to, during this time, to make sure that there's support, because I feel like even though you do have good support systems in place, there is sometimes the feeling of like, I don't want to worry anyone. I don't want to worry anybody. And this will speed up like the healing, and also the help of like suggestions and the right connections of like, don't be afraid to let people know what's going on, because I actually think, again, it increases the help, it increases the outreach, it increases like the love and the healing. So it's important. It's like, it's just the acknowledgement of, so many people, but you're not always sharing what is really going on. And I feel like just it's important to unveil a little bit more, and just get additional help, because like I got a card that said needing a friend. It was in a placement of like within the angelic communication realms. So it is letting me know that the reason I'm saying that even more is, so like spirit's helping, angels are helping, you're getting to the right places you need to go. But it's also saying like, hey, someone wants to help too, and they've gone through this before, and they have some recommendations and resources. They want to help, but they don't know anything about this. So continue to let people know what's going on, and you're going to get angels like in earth form too. Okay, cool. Like, I'm glad yes. I'm glad you're having more support, but it's just like, it needs to circulate. Okay. It needs to circulate. I feel good though. I feel very positive. Like I said, I'm not getting watch out for this, watch out for that. Like, I'm feeling very, very positive how things are going. And I feel like there's regeneration from this, and actually coming back stronger. Like, I'm seeing a sign of regeneration and flow, and I come back stronger, and I have better awareness of my health, and I have better like time management. And I feel like some of this has come back to a little bit of time management and schedule. Like, it's like, I'm not taking care of myself the way that I need to do. It's like, I'm pushing myself too much during the day, and then I'm staying up too late at night. Okay. So can you understand that, like, Evelyn would go above and beyond, and, she'll be like, I'm taking care of myself, and she'll snack, but it's just like, we're not getting, like, a consistency where I'm getting my meals properly, even though I'm eating. It's just, I'm always kind of on the go, or I'm always doing something else and not giving myself some extra time, unless I just all of a sudden am taking naps, and I find myself crashing. Okay. So it's kind of just like, I'm up and I'm pushing myself too much, or I find myself being tired all the time. And it was like the body was showing that it was like going a little bit up and down, up and down. And then just staying up occasionally at like odd hour. There's something about sleep. Okay. There's something about sleep was inconsistent, like right before this happened. And the tendency to want to stay up, or the tendency for staying up. Yes. Okay. You understand that. Okay. So there was stresses, and I feel like there's a reason for why the stress was coming up, but it's just like the tenacity of like, I can cope. I'm fine. I can do it. And it's just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We got to like look at everything in a way where, like, you're pushing it too much, and you're not always okay. And so that has a health ramification. So as long as that's acknowledged, I come back even stronger. Okay. So I feel like she has a tendency to meet stress head on. Right. So it's like, yes, we look at our warning signs, and we look at our emotional signs for stress differently. And this really helps combat a lot of what's going on. Okay. So in the end, I feel like, there's a lot of good energy. There's a lot of healing energy, a very positive support team around. And I feel like, you're going to get a series of tasks to help improve, and everyone's on board. Like, I don't feel resistance. I just feel like I overdid it, and I wasn't listening to myself, even though I knew better. I kind of saw the signs coming. I was aware of it, but we got to figure out what's exactly going right now. And I'm going to take really, really seriously everything that I can do to heal and correct. And I feel good. Oh yeah, she's a Scorpio. That's fine. Yeah, she can be a little stubborn. But I feel like she's like stubborn with making sure she's healed. She's like, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this right. We're gonna do this. So everything is looking good, thank God. And I'm sending a big hug to both of you, and just let me know how it goes. Sending lots and lots of love. Sending you big hearts. All right. So Colleen, I'm going to pick, because I know you were asking. I'm going to do a quick life reading. Let's see. I'm just seeing if you have any questions. Okay. I think you just want a general. Yes. Everyone's hoping that Evelyn gets better. It's a lot of love. Okay. So I'm going to just do a quick with you, Colleen. Okay. Move all the cards first. Getting into the energy. Okay. All right. So some of the things that are coming up are, there has been priority on getting things in order, like with your life. I just feel like we're looking good right now, and we're continuing to tweak, we're continuing to work on things. So I feel like I'm in a place of improvement. That's what I feel. And I got the Refocus the Mind card. That's come up today quite a bit. And it's basically saying, like, I've allowed my head to bow to my heart more so at this time within my life. So what have stressed me out prior isn't quite doing that the same way. isn't quite doing that the same way. And there's been attention to mediumship and developing. And it's just the acknowledgement of you've come into a place within yourself where things are going better. Things are going better. And I feel that. And I like the way that it feels, more emotionally connected, because it takes time to configure our life where it is slowly going in a better direction. When we have to, change parts of how we've been taught, how we were raised. So there's been a lot of just acknowledgement of I'm becoming a more emotional person. I'm becoming a more empathic person. And it's not just like spiritually within my work. It's how I feel and I connect to situations around me. Okay. I do feel like going forward, since this is in line and there's more balancing and consistency, it's time to open things up. Exactly. One step at a time. That's exactly where I'm going. It's time to open things up. So there's been a lot of like protection at times, like, all right, I have to have this in place. I have to have that in place. And I got the card, it's time for a new hobby. And so when I get that card, it's about saying it's time for something new. It's time to push yourself. It's time to give yourself refresh energy, but that's something that has to come from you for saying yes to things that are exciting to you. And it's about enacting life. And it's about saying, okay, yeah, I'm happy, when I keep to myself, or I'm happy kind of doing my own thing. But what happens when I put myself more out in the world? And it's like the dare to dream. You've already done it. So let's dare to do a little bit. And that's the energy of next year, kind of daring to do something and surprising yourself because of that. And yes, one step at a time. Okay. One step at a time. It's just the acknowledgement that the energy is ready to open up. And it's actually like I got it in the position where it's very easy for you to do this once you've made the commitment to, yeah, why not? Why not? What could happen? And it's very good, very pleasant stuff, actually. I feel like too, if you can understand this, like last year, going into this year, there's been a lot of like changes that have gone in your favor that have helped you to ease. So there's like, we talked about like your head bowing down to your heart and, being a little bit more like calm within yourself, a little bit more emotionally connected. Yes. But there was stuff last year that put ease on your life situation where you're just like, and that worked out. And so thank God I could breathe. And it allowed me to focus more on my needs, because before I couldn't. I was stressed out, but everything kind of came together, and financially things were easier. Like I had more time. Okay. So if you can understand that life has already been shifting and has priorly shifted to cultivate a more just deeper sense of self and relaxation, with now we can reignite some of the things that would have overwhelmed us, and you get to choose on a different level now. Okay. Thank you, Colleen. Thank you for understanding this. I appreciate it. So with that said, again, to tie this all together, I got the compassion and feeler card. I make my own cards, so sometimes I don't show them because they look so silly, but they're very helpful to me in reading. And it's basically coming all together. Like it's about feeling, having compassion. It's about, smelling the roses. And if we can get you, outside to be inspired by nature and the brilliance of just everything around you that makes you go, I'm glad I'm here. That's the energy that we're celebrating where you're at. That's the energy that takes you forward that next step at a time. And that's where the goodness is. And so I'm giving you just a drop of that and a rainbow of this. And I'm smiling at you, and the spirit world is smiling at you for where you're at. Okay. Thank you, Colleen. Thank you for understanding. Thank you. I think Kat, you wanted one card. All right. So we're at time, but here's your card. Oh, under pressure. Okay. That's all about that change in hard circumstances breeds diamonds, turning coal into diamonds. So it's basically um, allow what is difficult to mold and shape you and to extract the diamonds from the situation. You are a diamond for everything that you've gone through. Just know how to lean into the change and journal and be aware and go, this is the next spiritual lesson. This is the next thing to transform, my understanding of why I didn't see this obstacle as a teacher. So allow it to teach you, allow the pressure to uncover, the shiny goodness of what it needs to. All right. Yes, you're welcome. So with all that, thank you so much, everybody, for being here with me. Thank you for allowing for me to read for you, and whatever just naturally comes up. It's always my pleasure. If you're in the Orange County area, I am doing a live gallery event. This is mediumship and psychic readings, and it will be with Debbie. And so it's on my website. If you are locally in the area, come on out and see us. That is on December 16th at 7 p.m. in Tustin, California. So thank you. I will see you next week. We have Jennifer Rose on the show for the interview series for Wednesday, and I will see you for the reading show on Friday, and as well for the numerology show too on Thursday. So take care, everybody. See you then. Please go with love, luck, light, and don't forget to live, everybody. Take care. Bye.